Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about mental health and the whole effect that this coronavirus is having on our mental health and things you can do to help change that. So I know it's really difficult for everyone at the moment. It's hard to stay at home. We're human beings, we're used to having freedom, we're used to having a routine, we're used to being able to go out where we want, when we want, and that can be really difficult. But that doesn't mean that you have to feel completely isolated. I know it's called self-isolation and social distancing, but there are things you can do to help yourself. So I'm going to go through some things that you can do, like the fact that normally you're used to having a rhythm, you're used to having some sort of routine. That doesn't need to change. All you need to do is see this as a new period in your life. Now I know that you can't actually control what's happening, but you can control the routine that you have. So think of different things to do. Make sure you still wake up, you get ready in the morning, maybe do your hair, your makeup, do your cooking as you would, your cleaning as you would. That will see you through some part of the day already. And now I'm going to tell you some things that you can do to keep yourself busy. So one thing that I've touched on before and I'll touch on again is go out for a daily walk. No one is saying that you have to stay at home completely and utterly isolated. You are allowed to go out for 1 point of exercise a day, so make sure that you do that. So another thing you can do is spring clean. I'm not just talking about clothes, I'm talking about everything. Get rid of all that junk that you don't need anymore. Now recently, although it looks like I have a lot of clothes here, this is only one of my cupboards, I actually cleaned out all my clothes and threw out the stuff that I don't need. And it was all in one order at one point. I had all my going out tops over there, I had my t-shirts in the middle, I had my jumpers over here, I had my hoodies down here, and then I had shirts and then other tops over here. What happened is I kind of made a mess every time I packed to go away. And so one thing I am going to do is clean out my whole cupboard and put everything into some sort of order so that I know where everything is. So also think about a digital clean out, something that I didn't even think about until today. Look at that desktop, it definitely needs cleaning out, and I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of rubbish on your laptops and desktops that also need cleaning out. So something you can do to pass time is pull out all your old games, all those board games, all those card games that are sitting in the back of the cupboard that you haven't touched. Get them out and start playing them. This would be my second 1,000-piece puzzle that I will start shortly when I finish my Top of the Rock one. I've got this backgammon set which I cannot wait to teach my husband how to play backgammon. I used to play when I was little because my granddad had a set which is currently at my mum's house. We've got Phase 10 and Monopoly Deal. So a lot of my games are actually at my mum and dad's house, but the ones that I do have here, I am trying to play. There's this game called Sequence that I have, which I absolutely love. Recently on a trip to Marbella, I taught my little cousin Devon how to play it. So hopefully he's going to try and get involved over Zoom and see if we can play that. I'm not sure if it will work, but we can live in hope. And just remember to pull out all those old games and have a go and keep yourself busy. Now, apart from just getting completely bored sitting inside all day, you might find that you need some fresh air and sunlight, and this can really help if you're very anxious or you're claustrophobic. Make sure you open up some windows, or if you've got a garden and you don't feel comfortable actually going for a walk every day, maybe just go out in the garden, have a kick around of a ball, take a walk around the garden. Even if it's the smaller space like I have here, you can just have a little bit of fun in the garden. Make sure you try not to knock the ball over the wall like I did though. So my brother's the one that taught me how to play football. I was a bit of a tomboy when I was younger, and basically instead of kicking the ball over this tiny fence, I went and kicked it over that wall, and he just happened to be on FaceTime at the time. Epic failure. Whether you're an anxious person or not, at this time something you do need to think about is eating well and your diet. Appetites may have changed due to routine being changed, due to the amount of food that you have in your house, the amount of stuff you're allowed to buy and not allowed to buy, but you need to eat regularly to keep your blood sugar stable and energy levels up. Maybe watch some videos online. There's loads of chefs out there who are doing all these tutorials and all these little videos on YouTube and on Instagram. Go and watch them and maybe copy what they're doing to have some sort of variety in what you're eating. So the other thing is to stay hydrated. I cannot emphasize enough how good water is for your mental and your physical health. And if you're not one of those people that remember to drink water regularly, don't worry, set reminders on your phone, maybe every half an hour, every hour, even every couple of hours if that's what it takes, to remind you to drink water and stay hydrated. The other thing you need to keep in mind is keeping that brain active and moving. So do things like puzzles, word searches, crosswords, read books, listen to podcasts, listen to the radio just to keep your brain and your mind active all the time. Another thing to do to keep that brain activated is to learn something new. If you've always wanted to be a wedding planner or a DJ, now is the time to do so. Now is the time to learn. On FutureLearn and OpenLearn, on their websites, they're offering classes which you can join. And if you've always wanted to dance, for example, there are so many dance classes online. Have a look at Bollywood, Bhangra, R&B, hip hop, even ballet maybe, whatever it is that floats your boat, now is the time to do that. In fact, me and my cousins, we've decided we're actually going to put our own dance together. We're going to film it remotely and I'm going to edit it all and I'm going to put that up for you guys to watch as well. Finally, as I mentioned yesterday, stay connected with family and friends. There are so many ways to do so and that's really important. Also, keep up to date with current news, so whatever's going on around the world. But if it is making you anxious and nervous, then please do switch over, but make sure that wherever you're getting your news from is a valid source. And social media is good, but reading other people's stories could make you a bit more anxious, nervous, or upset. So if that's the case, then please do switch over from that as well. And apart from that, please stay safe, stay home, and take care.